What's up, guys, and welcome to episode 3 of the Fight Lifestyle Podcast, where our mantra is fight for the best version of yourself. Oh yeah, so basically if you watch this podcast, we mainly want to make it about MMA training, boxing, kickboxing, fitness, nutrition, UFC fights. We want to always have a good time here, have chill vibes, and have a bunch of people who fit that too, you know? Today we're going to talk about the UFC fights from last night that were so fun to watch. It was so fun to be a UFC fan. If you're watching the fights yesterday, there's a great display of martial arts, a lot of good matchups. I'm really excited to talk about that today. But that being said, you know what? Let's just get right into the fights that happened yesterday and break them down. And I hope to see some comments down below so we can have cool conversations about these fights and what we think about them. It was really cool showing for UFC yesterday. And we'll start with Josh Emmet versus Kevin Vallejos. I believe I'm saying that right. Kevin Vallejos from Argentina. I thought this was a great matchup. They look very, very evenly matched. Both big, both explosive. Both. It's fair to say that they're both, you know, good top fighters. Even though Kevin Vallejos is really new and Josh Emmet being in the UFC for a very long time and goddamn near killing Bryce Mitchell with this crazy devastating knockout. Josh Emmet always has power. He always brings it. He's one of the only guys to survive against Ilia Topuria for 5 rounds. And I thought this was going to be a really good fight. And it was. It was a great display of martial arts, but it mainly showed that Vallejos is this 24-year-old new generation fighter. I mean, what I'm trying to say is, like, this was a great display of showing that the new generation of fighters is coming, and they are so fucking good. Emmet is 41 years old. Vallejos is 24, a 24-year-old rising prospect, and this fight was a banger. It showed a lot of these fights were a lot of new generation versus the old generation. You know, whose fucking turn is the guy with a lot of experience going to show him, hey, this old dog is still here to stay, and you guys still have a lot to learn about fighting? Or is it going to be the new generation saying, hey, fuck that, we're the next generation, we're here to take over, we're here to prove that this new generation, you know, we're the ultimate fighters. We're here to show you that we're leveling. What the fuck? We're here to show that we are levels above you guys, and we are here to take over. That's all I'm trying to say. So from the opening exchanges, God, I gotta learn how to speak. From the opening exchanges, Vallejos showed clear advantages in speed, timing, and accuracy. This was a banger. I saw TJ Dillashaw and Josh Emmett's corner, and I like that. TJ Dillashaw has a great fight IQ for MMA, for just fighting in general, and I thought Josh Emmet looked good. You know, he looked in good shape for being 41. But from the beginning, opening exchanges, Vallejos clearly had the advantage in speed, timing, and accuracy. And Vallejos, you know, he timed Emmett's forward pressure and cracked him with that counter right hand, and he dropped him early. And Emmet was trying to recover. But Vallejos, he just kept the pressure high. He was just on him, accurate, strong, just good. I don't know, just good quality pressure. Just an entertaining fighter to watch. A good young up and coming prospect. He mixed in the knees to the body well. He had short combinations against the cage that were just looking clean. And then the second knockdown led to that flurry that forced the referee to stop it. And Josh Emmet he made a guy with a ton of experience just look like he didn't belong in there with him. This new generation of UFC fighters is going to be crazy. It's a great time to be a UFC fan. It was a fun fight, and god damn it, I like Vallejos. But is Emmet done now? Or is Vallejos just that fucking good? Is this new generation of fighters just getting up there to the top so quickly because they have so much information from past fighters on how to get good quick? I don't know, but it was a sick fight. I can't wait to watch Vallejos come back again. And God, I just hope Vallejos was just too good that night. And I don't know, maybe we'll see Emmet come back, but props to Emmet for being 41-year-old veteran and still bringing it, you know. I thought Emmett looked good. He looked in shape. He was switching stances. He didn't look old. You know, he didn't look like he lost anything. But I think Vallejos was just that good. Great performance, Vallejos. Great fight. Great display of martial arts. Sick watch. Loved it. Haha, now we get on to the next fight. A certified banger. This is a certified banger. And sometimes we have those certified bangers in the UFC where you just want to go back and watch them and they last in that moment in time forever. Peter Yan versus Merab 2. TJ Dillashaw versus Corey Sandhagen. Right here, Jose Delgado versus Andre Fili. Andre Fili being 35 years old, and I'll just say it quick. Andre Fili, 35 years old and reaching the top of his level. How do I say that? Andre Fili, 35, and still getting better and better and better. Holy crap. At 35, this is the best I've ever seen Andre Fili. He looks so good to watch. It was so pretty to watch his martial arts. He looked big. He looked in shape, switching stances really well, accurate, good pressure, good counters, great eyes, dude. That shows if you're barely starting martial arts, boxing, kickboxing, and you're 18, 19, 20, 30, 35 like Andre Fili, he's 35 and he's still fucking getting better. After that display, win or lose, it was a close fight, but I was like, dude, I want to watch this guy fight again. He's 35 and still fucking getting better. It was so fun to watch. A great display of martial arts in this fight, but I knew it was going to be tough for Andre Fili because Delgado is, again, new generation. Delgado versus old generation. Andre Fili, a lot of experience, been fighting dogs for a while. And I knew Delgado was going to be dangerous because if you've seen his past fights, dude, he has a sick style. He's technically clean. Again, new generation just coming up looking like demons, looking like guys who are going to take over and show that next level of fighting. Let's get into it. Okay, so look, let me take a look at my notes. I know this was basically a technical striking fight between a rising fighter and a long-time UFC veteran. You know, Fili came out aggressive. He came out aggressive early. I loved it. Fili used his low calf kicks and good forward pressure. But Delgado stayed composed. He attacked to the body with those front kicks and those jabs. The front kicks looked beautiful. His technique looked beautiful. You could learn a lot just from watching this fight if you want to become a better martial artist. You know, Delgado, you know, later in the round, it took him a bit, but he started to find his rhythm. He started to land clean, straight punches, inside leg kicks, and he was slowing Fili down because Fili was switching stances, looking clean, good pressure, good counters. At 35 years old, he was looking the best I've ever seen him and looking super fucking entertaining. And then in the round 3, it was close. This whole fight was close. But Fili landed some late takedowns. A lot of people were saying it was a robbery, but a close fight, guys, is not a robbery. It could have gone either way. But he got those takedowns. He's still good pressure. But I do think that Delgado's cleaner striking earlier in that round is likely what secured that decision. He looked like he had a better chance to end the fight. He was cracking him with good shots. He was being accurate with his shots, doing more damage, I thought. So even though Fili took him down, he wasn't really doing much with it. So it was such a fucking close fight, such a great display of martial arts. Another fight, new generation versus old generation. And god damn it, it was exciting. I was having a blast watching that fight. That's a certified banger. I think that fight is gonna be a great timestamp to go back and watch. And it's just great martial arts. I think you can learn a lot of techniques and tactics and quality things just from watching this fight if you're a martial artist. I mean, Andre Fili showed his experience and that at 35 he's just getting better and better and improving, which is really good to see. That means if you're starting martial arts late, you can get so much better. You don't even know it. You don't even know it. You could be 35, 36, still reaching the top of your fight techniques and still becoming the best fighter you could be. I mean, Fili showed that. Fucking loved his performance. But Delgado just looked like he was the fresher and more active fighter. You know, the young bull coming forward, representing Mexico, fighting like a true Mexican. Loved it. Loved it. And is that my cat meowing? I need to go get him some cat food. I'll be right back. Either way, this is why this fight was such a blast to watch, because win or lose either of them, I can't wait to watch both of them fight again. Sick martial arts display. What a great time to be a UFC fan. I did not expect this fight card to be that good, but it was so fun to watch. Let me know what you think of the fights we've talked about so far. What was your opinion on it? Let's do it, man. Hello? Okay. Moving on, you mean to tell me we got another certified banger, another certified classes? Classes? Do I have classes? Am I a teacher? Am I a student? I mean, what the fuck? I don't even remember what I was going to say. I'm going to slow it down. We had another certified banger. Marwan Rahiki versus Hardwick. Hardwick from England. Rahiki, I believe from Australia. I believe so. I know it's his debut in the UFC. Look, all I'll say is this fight was so fucking sick. Rahiki wins by technical knockout. Broken jaw. Hardwick broke his jaw, went to the corner at the end, and I was like, what happened? I thought we were getting the third round. I couldn't wait. And then he's like, my jaw, he's telling his coach, my jaw's hanging. I think my jaw's hanging. I think he broke my jaw. And I was like, damn, dude. That fight was so sick. And it won fight of the night because it was an absolute war and another great display of martial arts. An example of the new generation of fighters. These guys are learning so quick. Rahiki was moving stances so well, looking so accurate. He got caught clean, still came pushing forward, and Hardwick was not making this an easy fight. Hardwick was dangerous. Good pressure by him too, but you know, let's get more into it. Let's really break it down. Let me check my notes. Okay, so round one, we have fast striking exchanges. Hardwick used his boxing combinations really well, and Rahiki relied on his pressure and power shots. I loved his boxing, dude. Great shape, fucking great body for MMA, great strength and conditioning it looked like, good looking dude, memorable name. Dude, I like this Rahiki guy. But I can't wait to watch both of them fight again. That's how good this fight was. But basically, round two, the pace increased dramatically. Started to get competitive. We had a lot of great competitive fights yesterday. Rahiki landed that devastating punch combination that broke Hardwick's jaw, forcing the stopper, just winging, let's go. Dude, again, it gave me the old throwback of like, who wants to be the fucking ultimate fighter? Come here and prove it. Just a classic matchup. Very evenly matched too. But Rahiki landed the devastating punch combination in round two, I believe, that broke Hardwick's jaw. But both of them were looking so good, such a competitive match. But Rahiki's pressure, I think, is what got him the win. He was constantly moving forward, forcing exchanges, looking like that classic new generation of fighters who are just going to be an absolute problem in the UFC. These guys so young are getting so damn good. His power punches, Rahiki's power punches, his shots carried serious power. He really knows how to rotate his body to get out of the way of punches while also generating quality power to counter. You know, he was durable. He was durable. Hardwick was durable. Hardwick kept fighting despite heavy damage. He was getting cracked and still coming forward, showing that he is a fighter to watch, win or lose. Even with the broken jaw, dude, I can't wait to watch Hardwick fight again. He was fucking super entertaining, and who knows what would have happened if he didn't break his jaw. He was still gonna fucking come and get it. But basically, what all this means is that Rahiki for the UFC debut remains undefeated. God, young kid undefeated, and he looks like a dangerous prospect, a very entertaining fighter to watch. And this fight boosted his reputation. And hardcore fans are going to like this dude. Hardcore fans are going to like this dude, but don't sleep on Hardwick. Broke his jaw, unfortunate, but still put on a representation for true martial arts. Fuck, dude. Sick fight. Loved it! Okay, there was other good fights, but I don't have all the time in the world to talk about them, but I'll go on to this one. This one was awesome. Steven Asplund, if I'm saying that right, versus Vitor Petrino. Two big heavyweight dogs. Again, coming to scrap. Coming to show I am the ultimate fighter. Let me in this ring and I'll show you what I'm capable of. Face bleeding, don't matter. I'm going to come forward. Let's go to war. What a great fight. It was a tough comeback performance for Petrino. Early in the fight, Asplund had success and tested Petrino's durability. But as the fight went on, Petrino began controlling the pace, a little bit better. Good pressure, good pace. He landed cleaner power shots. He would come forward and just wing those fucking clean, explosive, bah, 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 bah. And even Steven just taking the fucking shots and still coming forward with his face drenched in blood. What a dog! But Petrino, man, those combo, when he really let go of his hands, it was nice. It was scary. I couldn't believe that Steven didn't go down. But basically, Petrino won with his durability because he got cracked and he was in trouble. But he survived. He's tough. He's durable. There's a lot of power striking. Petrino's his heavier shots are what it went to decision. But Petrino's heavier shots likely is what influenced the judges. He was landing heavier, more meaningful shots, and he had Steven's face bloodied up. Steven is tough as fuck, but he just landed better shots in my opinion. Petrino just adjusted. He slowed the fight down. It was a fun fight. They were both. This is why martial arts is beautiful. They were having fun, being like, "Come on, let's go." Steven was pretending to pants him or pants himself, be like, "Yeah, kiss my ass," And at the end of the day, they would slap hands and be like, "Good fight," They know they can only become the best version of themselves if they both are showing the best that they got. Martial arts is about being the best version of yourself, mind, body, and spirit. And these guys, at the end of the day, they don't hate each other. They're just trying to get money for their family, for themselves, and that's why you see the slap and they're like, "Good shit, bro." A lot of fighters super kind, super humble, and have great minds, and they're overall good people. They just love fighting. And if you join a gym, you'd realize that a lot of these dudes are really kind. They don't just want to go and randomly fight people and prove they're a man. They are willing to be vulnerable and lose to get better. You have to be humble to do that. So, sick fight. Okay, though, let's move on to the next topic. Right here we have Mr. Olympia. Shout out to Mr. Olympia, one of the OGs. He asked about footwork and cardio for high quality fight skills. Footwork and cardio to improve your fighting. And Vanita, we're gonna put both of your questions and give you the same answer that you guys could both use and everyone else can use. Vanita asked how to develop quality punching power and strength for martial arts, for boxing, kickboxing. So footwork and cardio, and how to develop quality punching power, especially for boxers and kickboxers. That's mainly who I coach, beginners in boxing and kickboxing. So if you want to develop quality punching power and strength and footwork and cardio for better fight skills, especially for boxers and kickboxers, in my opinion, the rowing machine and the assault bike help a lot. They help develop the exact conditioning qualities that make your striking sharper, faster, and more consistent round after round. The key is that they train your legs, your core, your lungs, your pacing, and that's huge for striking, especially striking sports, Muay Thai, Dutch style kickboxing, whatever. So for the rowing machine, right? The rowing machine that you can find at basically any gym. I use it a lot. It works excellent. It works excellent. It builds that engine for strikers, that engine that you need. The rowing machine is great for a sustainable cardio. The posterior chain, if I could say it right, the posterior chain power, which helps strikers keep their movement and power late into rounds. You'll feel it, dude. Your lats will feel strong, explosive. It feels like you have more momentum and power in every punch. And you need that. You really need that for striking, kickboxing, and boxing. Any type of stand-up striking. It also helps with leg drive for punching and kicking. Remember, power in punches, it comes from the ground. Look at guys like Iliad, strong glutes, strong legs, strong calves. The punches come last. You explode off the ground, and that punch just comes at the end. So, the rowing machine helps with leg drive for that punching and kicking power. And good punches and kicks, like we talked about, it starts from good punches and kicks start from the legs and hips, not the arms. The rowing, basically that rowing motion that you do on the rowing machine, it helps you drive through the legs, teaches you how to drive through the legs better, and it helps you with extending the hips and transferring your power through the core. Something that that is really essential if you want to be a good striker. It's very similar to, sitting down on punches, driving across, rotating into hooks, it helps generate kick power. You need to know how to drive through your legs, extend your hips, and transfer all that power through your core. And the rowing machine really helps with that. It really does. You'll get more leg drive for punching and for kicking. The rowing machine also heavily trains your lats, your upper back, your core. And these muscles help boxers and kickboxers because you need to keep your hands up without the shoulder fatigue. You need to maintain posture when slipping and rolling punches. And you need to rotate harder on hooks and body shots. You need to have your lats, shoulders, all that developed. Boom, 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 boom. They need to be ready to fire off at all times. So again, the rowing machine helps train your lats, your upper back, your core, all the muscles that are essential for boxers and kickboxers. A lot of good benefits from the rowing machine. Try it out. See how you like it. Try to do 3-minute rounds on the rowing machine, but it's hard to make a perfect plan for every individual athlete, but just try to use the rowing machine. Try a few 3-minute rounds. It should help a lot with all these things that we just talked about. And I'll add another thing in there. The rowing machine also helps with your aerobic conditioning. So basically recovery between exchanges, right? Once you get heavy exchanges, explosive 30-second exchanges, dude, it gasses you out. You have to use max energy. And the rowing machine is going to help you with that, help with recovery between those heavy exchanges. So it's excellent for building that aerobic base that you need. It's going to help you recover between your heavy combinations, recover just between the rounds that are exhausting, and maintain your footwork late in your sparring rounds or in fights. It's going to help you have a good aerobic conditioning. So I hope that helps. I hope that really helps you guys. There's one more I'll go over that will help you a lot, and it's the assault bike. So let me see what I put in my notes, and let's get into that one. I'll make it as simple as possible. I'll try not to ramble too much. I use the assault bike a lot for my training for boxing and kickboxing, and I incorporate it when I'm helping beginners in boxing and kickboxing because it works really well. It's at most gyms. The reason the assault bike will help in your boxing and kickboxing training is because it trains that fight level intensity. Do not underestimate the assault bike. There's a lot of 10, 20-second bursts where it's bam, 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 kick, boom, knee, whatever. You just keep moving and you don't realize how much energy it really takes. You need, long punching combinations. You need to be aggressive in your exchanges, and you need finishing flurries too, right? And so those short, all-out assault bike sprints mimic that exact energy demand. Those short, all-out assault bike sprints mimic that exact energy demand. So you're riding the assault bike, you do 3-minute rounds, and within those 3 minutes, you push, shoulders torquing, legs pushing. Usually there's a screen that shows the power output, and you try to do quick bursts of 20 to 30 seconds, and then go back to medium pace. Go back to medium, and then burst again. And you could do as many 3-minute rounds as you need on that. I usually do an average of 6 rounds on that, but you could do whatever you want for your specific needs. And to keep it as basic as possible for now, the assault bike builds leg endurance so that you don't get too fatigued. It's going to help fighters keep their footwork sharp later in the rounds, right? So that's all I got for today. If you have any questions about it, or you want to comment about it, or maybe you have better strength and conditioning that works better, let me know in the comments and let's talk about it. But I'll just keep it simple for now. The assault bike, the rowing machine, for Vanita and Mr. Olympia, it's going to help with your footwork, cardio, and strengthen your legs for footwork, whatever, and then develop quality punching power and strength, and build a lot of cool other things as well. Two really great machines you can find in most gyms that help a lot with boxing and kickboxing and developing really good strength and conditioning for the demands that you need. So yeah, I'm gonna pause really quick and say thank you guys so much again for supporting this podcast. And if you show up to the live streams and click like on any of my videos. Thank you so much. I want to end on something positive that I think is gonna help you throughout your week, your month, whatever your day. And it's gonna be Bruce Lee's philosophy. I think he has a great book about philosophy and martial arts and life, and I think it's really cool to hear this quote specifically, because you can use it in your life and you can use it to get really good at martial arts, whether it's jiu-jitsu, boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, whatever. And here it is. Absorb what is useful and discard what is useless, and add what is specifically your own. Let's do that one more time. Absorb what is useful, discard what is useless, and add what is specifically your own. So if you want to get better at boxing and kickboxing, maybe let's say you want to get better at boxing, right? Well, I don't like Mayweather. He's arrogant. He's cocky. I don't know. He was boring. He just runs away. He's not exciting. If you think that way, it's going to be hard for you to become a better martial artist, to just maybe be hate on people because of their personalities or this and that, and sometimes you just got to have an open mind. Maybe don't like Mayweather as a person. That's okay. That's completely fine. But if you open your mind a bit, maybe you could take what's useful from Mayweather. Maybe you don't like him for his pressure fighting or his jab or his personality, but maybe you can take his defense. He's a master at defense, a master at being composed, a master at countering. Maybe you just take his skills, watch his fights, really take what's useful, what you want to implement in your own game, and maybe you just take Mayweather's defense and use the good qualities of that in your game, and maybe for your pressure boxing, maybe you take Gennady Golovkin, and maybe you take Triple G, maybe you take Canelo, and you get their pressure style boxing, but then you use Mayweather's defense tactics to help you have better fight tactics and a better boxing game. You can take 10, 20 fighters and take what's useful, absorb what is useful, right? And discard what is useless, and then add your own stuff, add your own style. Whether you're tall, big, rangy, or you're smaller but faster, add your own stuff in there too. But be more open-minded. Even if there's a guy who just made his UFC debut and he's not as well known, if you watch his fight, if you watch that person's fight, they probably have a lot of quality things that they do well, and you could take what's useful, even if they're not that popular. A fighter doesn't have to be that popular for you to take really good things from them. So be open to learning stuff from George St. Pierre and stuff from Jonathan Haggerty, but also from newcomers who, I like how this guy specifically switches stances. I like how he feints. I like Caleb Plant for his feints and his quick combinations, and how fast his hands are. But then, I like Canelo's pressure. I like the way he goes to the body and comes up top. But I also like Triple G and how efficient he is with his jab. But I also admire Mayweather's defense and how composed he is under pressure and how he makes these guys miss. He's a master at hit and not getting hit. And I also love TJ Dillashaw for the way he's able to balance himself and switch stances and really always find a flow state and manage to be aggressive and moving out of the way and countering efficiently, all while moving backwards, left, right. I mean, it's incredible to watch this guy fight in his past fights. And you could take what's useful, discard what is useless, and become the best martial artist you can be, and be more open-minded and have fun with it, and add your own style as well, what works for you specifically. So I hope that philosophy helps a little bit so you could become a better martial artist and have fun with philosophy. I think that's a great quote in Bruce Lee's book that I read. So I hope it helps you too. Love you guys. Thank you so much for listening. I think I'm going to cut it here. I'll make them longer if people end up actually liking the podcast. But for now, I'm going to keep them short and extend them if somehow it gets more popular. But thank you so much for watching. We'll recap more fights next time, and we'll talk about more cool shit next time. Thank you guys for the support. Love you. See ya next time. Bye-bye. Thumbs up. Hang loose. Everything. Bye.